Hey everybody, good afternoon. Just this quick. There we go, just remember things round a skosh. Hey everybody, great afternoon. Today we're going through some Dungeons and Degenerate Gamblers. Focus being actually making it through my first full run. Super excited, definitely gonna hit it this time. Got a good feeling about it. And in the meantime, also working on kind of summarizing the book, Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. A fantastic book, definitely changed my life. Hopefully can change y'all's as well. So hope you're ready for all the great stuff coming your way and getting excited to build your own Miracle Morning. Let's get started here. For those who've never played Dungeons and Degenerate Gamblers, basically it's extreme blackjack. It's super duper fun, adds a whole bunch of new elements with a deck building kind of mechanic where you can build your own custom deck and totally change the game of Dungeons and I was almost at Dungeons and Dragons, but blackjack in a kind of fun D&D-ish, not necessarily ish format, but super duper fun. And so the question on the Miracle Morning for today is, do you believe that you can be a morning person? I'll let that sit for a second because I know there's probably a lot of people who are like me and never thought they could be a morning person until I learned some of the secrets from that book, Miracle Morning, and we're going to discuss that throughout the stream. I also just try to make it through an entire full run through. So if you're looking for a little bit of how to be a better morning person or just see this amazing game, this is definitely the stream for you. Without further ado, let's get started. Whenever you got two different options, a secret passage or an actual encounter. Now the secret passage, I believe, will take you to the lower area. So early on, you basically get to choose. You're going to go like an upper route or a lower route. And when you hit a certain area on the lower route, you get a secret passage that leads you to this area. So discover that because it's my first time actually making it this far in the upper area. So really looking forward to seeing how this pans out. I'm going to adjust some sound settings real quick. Excellent. I think for this one, I'm definitely going to keep on keeping on. An interesting thing too, he says, do you really think playing their game is the way to take them down? And one thing to note is you actually play against the gambler a couple of times on your way up here, so his dialogue is kind of changing almost to like a meta dialogue. And the whole time throughout, there's this underlying theme that's really like everyone here who's trapped for some specific reason or other, and you're trying to get like the bottom of it. So I thought that was a pretty cool way to tell the story as well. So like even notice here, you know when he's going to stand, so he's already stood, and I ended up taking a card. Now basically everything that goes over goes into his health, so go ahead and you can also forcefully basically make the person go over, so like this card right here, actually you can shoot it over to their side. And you can make them bust if you have it played out just right. Currently, I got a pretty decent deck with some good synergy going on here. So hopefully making it through this first one won't be so much of a challenge. And hopefully not as much as a challenge as creating a Miracle Morning went. I know for most people the major struggle is how do you start your day with energy purpose instead of feeling either overwhelmed or even unproductive. That's going to be kind of the purpose of the video, kind of diving a little bit more into that. Go ahead and let it bust. Ooh. Oh, this will end it. Oh, there we go. So there we go, encounter bested, and now we get to pick a card. This one's super good, very frustrating to be on the other end of it. So basically it'll swap out one of your cards, this one. Ooh, interesting. Okay. This is also another really fun one to end up getting. So basically, I plan on comboing this with my chip here, which basically at the start of my turn, I get 3 advantage chips, and it actually will collect over time. And so if I save them up, I can basically pull this from the very get-go, lose 5 chips, lose an advantage token, and then deal 5 damage. So I keep a lot of money, which is the blue chips. I try to hoard a lot of the advantage chips, that way I can throw this bad boy out there and just deal 5 damage over and over and over again. But I'm gonna save that. There we go. There we oh, what's that? Have the hearts. Oh, don't tell me it permanently halves it. Okay, good. Oh, dang it. Well, you know what? I'll probably do this in a moment. Boom, like that. Dunskies. Boom. That's what I'm talking about. And I do love the little bottom text at the bottom where it says, but advertising for the company or its various responsible gambling shells is worth even more. So previously we was talking about paparazzi taking pictures. Alright. Anyone know who this is making reference to? If so, put it in the comments. The other part of this is it is like you can do some skill with like having a good deck with synergy, but ultimately in the end I've had different run-throughs have totally different outcomes just literally because of the luck of the cards. It gives a little bit of that little extra excitement to it. What happens? That's what you think. That's definitely why I loved having that tarot card that puts out an ace and locks it. Puts you in a real good setup to just get blackjack after blackjack after blackjack. So that's what it is. One thing I found when I'm playing this: if you can lock an ace, it's a really good thing. Carefully step over spilled drinks, now mixing on the floor with last night's regrets. Interesting that it keeps giving me the secret passage event. Very interesting. Pretty decent start off. Speaking of decent start offs, on the topic of A Miracle Morning, just some personal life experience with that. For me, I've always been more of a night owl type person. When I first started reading the book A Miracle Morning, I was like, there's absolutely no way that I can change, from night owl to morning person. And that's usually I found most of the times because I end up going to bed around 1 a.m., 2 a.m. So I'm trying to wake up at like 6 or 7. I was like, that ain't happening. And there's a lot of people out there who do like the 4 or 5 a.m. wake up. That for sure ain't me either. And if it's not you, hey, that's okay. It still isn't me. But I have been working a little bit through that. But what I found was, as I started kind of reading the book and implementing a lot of things that it mentioned, the mornings got easier. I didn't necessarily wake up earlier, but I could wake up earlier in terms of I wasn't having to spend 30 minutes on my commute to work to have to wake up. I could be up within like 5 minutes, ready to go, ready for a great day. And I found a lot of that came from how the book breaks down how to have, that miracle morning. A good part of that came from having something to start your day off with. So a big part of the book, some of the big tenets are understanding, like everyone's miracle morning is going to be, just a little bit different. Your miracle morning might not necessarily be like Jocko's wake up at 5 a.m. and, you know, destroyed at the gym. But it could be waking up at 8 or 9 and then waking up with a feeling of purpose. Or just being able to actually physically kind of like get up and get out the day a little bit quicker, even if you're starting your day at 9 or even 10. I think that's the kind of beauty of it is understanding it's not like a super strict, hey, a miracle morning has to be you wake up super early and you spend like an hour at the gym and get your organic milk wheat toast, whatever. And nah, a miracle morning is whatever you really define it as. So when I was kind of empowered with that, then I was like, okay, hey, maybe I won't be one of those super duper early morning people, but there's a high chance that I can at least change some of my perspective about it and just have a more productive morning. Now we have the Celebutante right here. It seems like she's going to be the boss for this round. I'm going to be pulling off all the stops. So, I'm starting off strong. Right here, just been saving up this wombo combo for a while. And then, boom. Literally didn't even play an entire round. And at the end of every floor, you get a tarot reading. At that tarot reading is kind of like you get your super bonus kind of card that if you draw it usually stays or does something really cool. And also get some heals. Okay, so I have to pick one. If anything, kind of like this one can get a little crazy, so I don't know if you found it really good. I don't know if you found a good strategy behind it. I find that it does add an element of chaos that does sometimes help, but can also throw your entire game off. So I may actually get rid of that when I first get the chance to. So this is kind of like what the upper out looks like. You have tavern, where then you split off to either the lounge or the dungeon. Dungeon goes to another area, so on and so forth. And so the upper route, you have lounge, VIP, now head office, then hope. Tapping keys, poorly maintained furniture, and an underutilized potential. This is the head office. Same thing with the underutilized potential. When you have a miracle morning, you actually get to pull a little bit more potential out of yourself. That's why I found that some of the miracle morning stuff really does help out is I found myself being more productive throughout the day and kind of just being able to pull back to the memories of like, hey, yo, I actually crushed it this morning. Let's keep on crushing it today. That's been another pretty nice benefit of having the miracle. Okay, so pretty interesting deck that basically depends on her drawing a Kingmaker or the other card. So usually whenever I get this card too, if I have another base value card, like a under 10 card, I'll try to get this up to 11 to increase my chance of getting a blackjack. Probably skip this one. And here we go. Oh, thank goodness he took that negative. Oh, beautiful. And now he's stuck with it. Oh, good. He took the world so I can stop getting random. Alright, good. He's taking all the stuff I don't want to have. So as he's going through your deck, I guess we'll start with one of the major points that Miracle Morning makes is essentially to start off your day with something called Savers. S-A-V-E-R-S. Savers. It's an acronym where... Oh, something just happened. So Savers is an acronym where S stands for silence, A for affirmation, V for visualize, E for exercise, R for... Oh, I should be able to get this one. Right on the tip of my tongue, I do it every single morning. Reading. Oh, goodness. R for reading, and then S for the scribe or writing. So reading and writing, it kind of threw me off there. So silence, affirmation, visualize, exercise, read, and scribe. And so starting off with the S for silence, basically you should start your day off, and the book says, 15, 20, maybe even 30 minutes of just silence, no phone, no nothing. Just you and wherever you're at, just keeping it nice and silent. If you go out for a walk, stay indoors. If you meditate, just some form of silence that will help you kind of ground yourself, center yourself, kind of get your mind off whatever's going on in the world around you. And the beautiful thing that the book talks about with savers is they give like recommended time to take, but they also talk about have your like complete savers, which is like your ideal, hey, if you have the time. And they also have, hey, have a short savers where everything's a minute. So for me, my silence is 1 to 2 minutes of silence. Like wake up, I get dressed, finish getting ready, and then boom, just if that's not silent enough, then I'll stop for a moment and have that 1 minute of silence. And usually within that silence, it's just a great way to kind of clear your brain of anything you might be harboring that you didn't know about. Or you know, sometimes you get a little bit of creativity in that silence because, you know, if you think about it, how do you spend most of your days? Either if it's on the weekend, you might be putting in things or doing experience. Putting in being, you know, watching YouTube, watching this stream, hopefully. Stream every Sundays. That might change, but chances are it's going to stay on the Sundays. But you're getting a lot of input. So having this silence allows you to actually process what you've been putting in. Or just give your brain that moment of like, hey, there's no input right now. We can just kind of stop and be creative. Maybe have a little output. Or work on something that may have been bothering you for a while. Alright, almost done with this guy right here. He stole my ace, how dare he? Ooh. I'm gonna actually go with her. We're going through different departments. That's kind of cool. Let's go through legal. Alright, you get some weird audio up in here. What is it trying to say, though? Ah, it's all legal jargon, I think. Oh, and at the beginning of the game, let me add this too. At the beginning of the game, you start off with a suit type of your deck. So I went with hearts this time. And I do find that it has been pretty helpful in keeping me from losing so much health that I die. Spades does something similar to adds shields. So every time you get a blackjack, it will add what the special is. So if you got blackjack with clubs, you deal extra damage. Blackjack with diamonds, you get extra chips, which is your currency. I think I'll skip it. Interesting. Choose which cards you will keep, and the other cards will be permanently removed from your deck. Well, this is nice. These have been nice too, but these are definitely the top performers. Slot machine's pretty neat too. You can either get all the cards or try to spin again. Definitely don't want any of those, so I'm probably just gonna leave and not waste money on it. Bingo. Alright, so doing pretty good so far. Actually crushing it. For some reason, I guess I play better when I say I'm gonna do something on stream and it works. So should probably keep doing that. Oh, weird background music. Not sure how well y'all are able to hear that. Yeah, definitely it works. So definitely is doing some weird music-y stuff. Alright. Let's go ahead and start strong by giving her a shank. I'll probably save. I'll save 2. These also what let you play from here, from your hand. So you want to make sure you keep a little bit. Good, got a pretty strong start. Oh, that's kind of neat. Oh. How dare you? Got me. Almost there. Boom. Boom. Like a boss. Even though she ended up taking herself out, but hey, I'll take it. Now these foil cards, they can be kind of good. I've seen this one work out well when you fight the Dracula boss. But I think any of these really are kind of worth it. This one actually might be worth it to turn a 20 to a 21. Alright. We've made it. The last floor. I'm assuming it's the last floor. So, let's see if this works. I know it's gonna work. I rock it out. I crush it for y'all on the stream. And I say that because that's affirmation. So A in Savers is affirmations. And I like to break down affirmations. A lot of people kind of look at it in a couple different ways. Hey, it's a like, speak some mumbo jumbo, magic happens, and then you've manifested something into existence. I think really when it comes to affirmations, just think of it as what are you saying to yourself when you're by yourself? Because as you think, so you will become. And the power of speaking can actually help change some of your mindset. Now, one, it takes time, takes consistency, and it takes actually getting rid of what's negative so that all you're hearing is that positive. And the other piece of that is also understanding that you have to still kind of act on it, and there has to be belief behind it. I can say I'm a Honda Civic all I want, and guess what? I'll never be a Honda Civic, and I'll never believe that I'll be a Honda Civic. But I can say, hey, I know I'm going to make a lot of really good decisions when it comes to my, if I want to hit or stand, so like I'm going to crush it. I'm going to finish this for the stream. It's going to go great. That adds a little bit extra, especially when it comes to the subconscious mind kind of theory. And if you do that over and over again, just starting off your day with, hey, today is a great day for a great day. Do that for 60 days and see how your mood changes. Other things come down to like, hey, if you're a starting out creator, are you saying to yourself, man, this will never work. Oh, this stream sucks. I'm terrible at speaking. I'm a bad editor. Hey, well, guess what? You will continue to be those until you change the way you're speaking about yourself to yourself. So that's why affirmations are super important. Try to say about 15 to 20. That's my quick affirmations. And put some belief behind it. Maybe even put it like a soundtrack behind it to help it really get in there. That wasn't my best fan, but that's okay. I'll catch up. Whoa, whoa, what just happened? I don't know what just happened, but it worked out in my favor. See, that's what I'm talking about. So this will kind of plays into my favor and against my favor. If I get the locked ace, it'll be kind of rough. But I have a lot of face cards, so I should be getting a lot of 20s. Assuming that they don't take all my face cards, but that's okay. But then I never get a true blackjack. Ah, that's mean. Oh, this is gonna be rough. But I'll make it through. It's like all 11s and 21s. Man. Oh, this is gonna be... Interesting. Lock the next card I play. Now, I can play this and it'll lock me in at 11. Let's see what happens. This is spicy. So now I'm sitting at a 12, I think. I'm putting at 12 because I got stuff locked. Don't think I have an 8. This one might be the most. Oh, because I gotta have. That one might be helpful. Except I burned that one on accident. Oops. Oopsie toodles. Wasn't that spade supposed to be at the top? Okay. Well, that was a good run. As far as I've ever made it. Interesting. Boom. And once you lose, you get the nice little solitaire. I think this changes every single time too, which is alright, that was good. Even up to the end was actually pretty good too. I think that was probably one of the better runs that I've done. So I'm interested to see what the bottom path looks like when you get that far. So this is what the start of the game actually looks like. You got all of these over here. These are locked, and there's actually more than this, so you only see 2. But there's actually a total 18. So there's a lot here in terms of the game. So we'll actually did like the hearts. Clubs deal extra damage. Spades you get extra shield. Diamonds give you chips. Now I'd be interested. Health was super good. I get the farthest usually with the hearts deck. But I guess I'll try a run on dealing extra damage. So back again, starting another round. And let's go ahead and start with another letter. So the V in Sabres is visualize. So spend, the book recommends a good amount of time, 5, 10, 15 minutes. In a quick hurry, a good 1 minute visualization of, for me, I like to visualize a task or a process or activity that's going to lead to the results that lead towards a goal that I'm looking at. So let's say I was going to do that for this. I would visualize what winning against the Guardian Angel would look like and feel like. Add some feeling to your visualization, and it sticks better. The E exercise, take that for what it is, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, an hour. For me, I'm not waking up at 5 a.m. to do an hour-long exercise, so I spend about 1 to 2 minutes doing some warm-ups. And the warm-ups that I do, for anyone who's ever been in the military, is PRT, little goofy warm-ups. I find that actually pretty nice when you're not doing it forced at 6 a.m. in the morning. So I do those for my exercises. And then when it comes to the R for reading, take about a minute to read. For me, I read many different things. Right now I'm reading the Federalist Papers. I think that's pretty handy, especially with the upcoming elections. And then you got the S for scribing, which I think has been probably one of the biggest changes in my life. Scribing just means writing, and so I start off a quick 2 minutes to kind of journal what it is, what's the goal for today, and what's a feeling or a thought that's been kind of in my head, whether like stuck or like something that just needs to be like turned into a goal and realized. And so that's savers. And so after doing savers for about, I think I'm on 35 or 36 days, total life changer. As much as I didn't want to, and I say didn't want to believe it, but as much as like the book talks about it being a life changer, it actually truly has been a life changer. Now instead of taking 15 minutes just to like get my body and brain activated, I wake up. I've actually woken up before my alarm and got the day started because now I have something to get me out of bed. In the past, I've tried things like, oh, I'll have like a goal to be out of bed at this time, or to wake up at this time, or to not hit the snooze button. Well, that works up until that time comes for you to wake up and you're really comfortable in bed. And so when you have that goal, I wake up and I'm like, man, I really want to, the bed's nice and comfortable. I really want to get out of the bed. I mean, what am I getting out of bed? So I can sit there for 5 more minutes, and then boom, it's like, nah. Just get out of bed and start your savers. Yeah, I could do that. It's simple enough. And so something like that is what kind of helps you get out of bed quicker. So I've noticed that, more energy. You start the day off with a lot of wins. And for me, it really has brought a lot more positivity. Not just around waking up, but just throughout the day. I feel more focused, feel better. And so that's been really the life-changing so far journey on it, and kind of continuing to do it is really the next step, and then to really hone in on it and really refine it. The other thing too is, how's your evening routine? That's something I talk about on a later stream. But when you have your evening routine down, well then guess what? You're set up for the next day. When you're set up for the next day, it becomes easier to... Look at that. When you start your next day, it becomes easier to do your savers. So then it starts to feed into yourself. And so when you got all that kind of written down, you're working it, you're crushing it, you get an upward spiral of energy, momentum, and you're just really starting to crush the day, which means you crush the week, which means you crush the month, quarter, the year, 10 years, your life. All that is just from having a solid morning routine. So that's the key takeaway of all of it. If you found anything on here to be entertaining or inspirational, go ahead and check out some of my other videos on YouTube, check out some of the shorts. Honestly, the biggest thing that I find would be helpful is just leave a comment on any of the videos, anything. Let me know what you think about the formatting of some of these videos, what you think about the stream. That way I can continue to improve over and over again. So with that, Go out there, be impactful.